Shit, thank you for the extra coats. What do I always do? Extra coat of arrogant, extra coat of armor.
Give me that hair unit, Dale. Ha 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 ha.
Every night!
Originated in Africa?
Yeah, it's the religion that they say all African Americans are supposed to practice.
Now that's a rapper stunning for Vegas, an artist that the baby signed back in the day, talking about the Yoruba religion and Beyonce. Once again, somebody else is talking about Beyonce being a witch. At the end of the interview, he goes on to call the interviewer brainwashed. Yet he's the one feeding dead people. Guys, pay attention to who you're listening to and the songs you're singing. Because a lot of different times you're singing to an ancestor or a different god you have no idea you're singing to. Why? Because you're choosing to listen to these witches and these warriors.
Man, fuck this nigga. I need more intel on the witch. Man, fuck this guy. I need to know more about the religion.
Living off that Oshun energy.
Oshun. Alexa, who is Oshun? Alexa, stop. She over here talking about a fucking boxer. Alright, let me look it up. Let's get creepy, shall we? Oh damn, Beyonce did dress up like her. Century of Oshun, or Orisha, or deity embodying powers of love, beauty, and fertility in fresh water, originating from the Yoruba religion. She's obsessed with rivers, waterfalls, sensuality, and prosperity. She's one of the patron of women and children, is also depicted with the color of yellow, mirrors, honey brass. Worshippers often pray to Oshun for fertility, love, and wealth. And she is sometimes syncretized with the Catholic figure of Lady of Charity. Is it evil though? I mean, it does say you can't serve two masters, but how do we know there's only, you know what I mean? Like, there's gotta be more than, you know? You know what I think it means by when it says you can't serve two masters? You know what I've always thought when I heard that? There can't be one deity out of the entire galaxy. There's gotta be multiple deities per galaxy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's gotta be a deity per galaxy. Like, what are the characters in Marvel that govern different parts of the galaxy? What do they call it? The same shit Galactus is. What is it called? I forgot what they're called. Celestials. What if that shit's real? What if our God is just a celestial of the Milky Way? And then there's another celestial that's, you know what I'm saying, that governs the Andromeda galaxy. And then, because space is too vast. It can't just be one for the entire goddamn, like, that doesn't make any sense. It's too vast. So you honestly think there's one governed God over the entire universe? So I believe our God, right? It's just our celestial of the Milky Way. But is there more? Yeah, that's why it says you can't serve two masters. Here's the thing. Why would God say you can only worship one God if there wasn't more? Think about that shit for a second. So God clearly knows there's more gods, meaning there's more celestials. But what they're trying to do, but obviously what they would do is lure people from the Milky Way, lure minds from the Milky Way when they govern shit like Andromeda and everywhere else. So God wouldn't say you can't serve, I'm the only God you can serve if there wasn't other gods. Meaning, like, you can't serve another God because I'm the God of the Milky Way. So where do you think the false idols come from, though? The pagans. You think the pagans are from Earth? Nah, they probably come from different galaxies. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's one creator, but it doesn't govern the entire universe. Probably created celestials to govern each galaxy. Same shit that I'm saying. So our celestial is God, right? Which none of us know what God looks like. It's clearly not a male or a female. It's an entity. I don't believe it's a dick and balls. It's an entity, right? So our celestial is our God of the Milky Way. There's definitely other gods that govern different galaxies. Remember how big a galaxy is.
Called the Watchers, who observe everything, rarely interfere with anything I can see that in this reality.
Yeah, because they can't interfere with the reality. You gotta let it run its course and then you come fuck shit up when it's ready. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you see certain shit in these Marvel movies and everything like that, I really do believe that these directors, they have this library of true shit where they're allowed to go in there and depict stories from it and then throw it into movies. Nobody's just sitting on their ass coming up with Celestials and pocket universes, and it's just, I just don't believe it. They're getting it from somewhere and then they're twisting it. See, if I hear a story, I could flip it. So you think somebody just made all this shit up in comics? You think they didn't pull it from any type of classic library or archive? I don't believe that. We're, like I keep saying, we're a depictive species. We don't just come up with shit out of our ass. Creativity? Oh my god, here we go. There is no entity that can manage all aspects, even if the largest space entity doesn't have enough energy to create or manage things like that. And yeah, Marvel Celestials is based on an ancient religions, and Celestials seeded galaxies and planets. And I think that there's some fucking ice warden that sat on his ass and just wrote the shit all by himself with no knowledge, no research, no nothing. Didn't pull it from nowhere. Just was sipping the darkest, blackest coffee with a newspaper and a tablet, and was like, you know what, hey honey, I got this great idea for a movie. What is it, Gary? Well, you're gonna think that I'm crazy, but it's about Celestials. What's the Celestial? And then he just comes up with it. No, they're getting this shit from somewhere. Human beings, we don't just pull gracious shit out of our ass like that, gracious knowledge. We get it from somewhere. We gotta learn, right? You don't know algebra if you're never taught. You don't know calculus if you're never taught. Same shit goes. Same shit goes with everything.
Would you consider Yacoub to be a god of this universe?
I ain't answer that question. Even Superman, right? Where we get the idea from heroes and shit? We just come up with it? All that shit's based off something. Anyways, I'm gonna do some more research about this shit myself. Right? I'm gonna start watching some videos and come back with some shit to regurgitate on you guys. Well, that's the thing. The Egyptian hieroglyphs show spiritual depictions, and of course, because they seen that shit. They seen it, so they illustrated it.
You think she out here dressing like Oshun for no reason? No, this is a whole ritual. This is her showing her allegiance. And ladies and gentlemen, it's not to Christ. Beyonce may have used to be a Christian. However, she got with Jay-Z, she started being around the wrong people. Now she's completely into spirituality, African ancestry. That has nothing to do with the one true living God. That has nothing to do with Yahweh. She's completely lost, completely clouded. Her judgment's completely clouded. She's completely in darkness.
Can't serve both God and fleshly desires. Worshipping women conflicts with serving him. References to the two Babylons, Nimrod, Cush, and Kemetic mystery schools suggest many modern ideas come from ancient systems.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't worship women. Fuck. I don't get blinded by box. A bitch could send me a oozing, squirting pussy video right now. I would just go, and just press play on the video.
Then in his other song, he said that I tell my wife the spiritual stuff really work. What spiritual stuff do you think he's talking about? This.
We'll put it like this. Even though he's talking about it, there's nothing that a nigga can do with an afro with a cap on can stop Beyonce from making billions of dollars. So, you either choose or you don't. Choose and be broke with a podcast mic. You know, or do a couple of seances and tap into a different part of your brain you're not supposed to tap into, become and morph into a different person. Get the bread. High five emote? Yeah, I knew you niggas were gonna love that. Sell your soul?
Last one for the idiot in chat. Marvel's Celestials were created by Jack Kirby with heavy inspiration from the ancient astronaut theory. This pseudoscientific idea, popularized in the 1960s and 70s, suggests that extraterrestrials visited Earth in ancient times and influenced human culture and mythology, which directly parallels the Celestials' role in the Marvel Universe.
Know that. We've seen the shit plenty of times. Goes back to the point that I made. A depictive species that is built off depiction can't pull shit like that out of their ass. You know what I mean? Alright, so Drake has officially purchased Tupac's Death Row Records pendant from the luxury collectibles dealer. Pretty trash pendant. It just goes to show you, like, how much the jewelry game has changed. This looks like something off of fucking Temu. You know what I mean? So, this is supposed to be a guy in a execution chair very ghetto looking bell. A bell is where, you know, you put the chain through at the top of a pendant, for those that didn't know. And you can barely see that it says records, but it does. But yeah. The diamonds look like some very bullshit. The setting of the diamonds look ghetto. But yeah, Drake bought it because he's bored and rich. And probably just to shit on Kendrick. No, it's a guy with remember how they used to execute people and put the cloth over their head before they shocked them so you couldn't see them going. Yeah, that shit.